So this is a story that is just like, it really just kind of shows how bad capitalism as a concept is. The idea that human beings are not valued for the sheer fact that they are human beings. However, instead, they are valued for the amount of work that they can do for any given company. The people in charge of companies like Tyson, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about your family. They don't give a shit about your health. They just don't care about anything. All they care about is how many little packs of chicken nuggets you can put in a package or whatever. That's all that they give a shit about. That is not their number one, not their bottom line, but their only line. There is no other line. The health and safety of their employees is not even tracked in any capacity. So here's a lawsuit being filed against Tyson. Managers bet money on how many workers would contract COVID-19. They made a game of it. Not only do they not care about their health and safety of their employees, but they have such little care and regard that they treated them like dogs in a dog fighting ring. Oh, you think Jimmy's going to get the virus? Jimmy won't last a day. Jimmy will die. I bet $50 on Jimmy getting it. It's ridiculous. Let's read. So, a wrongful death lawsuit tied to the COVID-19 infections in a Waterloo pork processing plant alleges that during the initial stages of the pandemic, Tyson Foods ordered employees to report for work while supervisors privately wagered money on the number of employees who would be sickened by the deadly virus. Earlier this year, the family of the late Isidro Fernandez sued the meatpacking company, alleging Fernandez was exposed to the coronavirus at the Waterloo plant where he worked. The lawsuit alleges Tyson Foods is guilty of a willful and wanton disregard for workplace safety. So here are some of the things that I thought were most shocking that are being alleged in this lawsuit. In mid-April, around the time Black Hawk County Sheriff Tony Thompson visited the plant and reported the working conditions there shook him to the core, plant manager Tom Hart organized a cash buy-in, winner-take-all betting pool for supervisors and managers to wager how many plant employees would test positive for COVID-19. Now, here's something that I want to say, and I want to say this without any balancing act. I want to say this without any sort of like middle ground. Every single manager, even the ones that did not take place in this betting pool, should be sent to prison. Not jail. They should be sent to prison. Now again, I might identify as a prison abolitionist, but we live in a world right now in the year 2020 that has prisons. We live in a world right now where there are so many innocent people in these prisons. I say we funnel some of the innocent people out, throw some of these dirty fucks in there, and then over the next couple of decades, as we get closer to the abolition of prisons, maybe we can let them out at that point after they've learned a lesson or two. I think, again, every single one, even the ones that knew of the betting pool but did not participate, they should all be sent to prison for, I would say, at least 10 years. They are directly responsible for the death of someone else. They are basically, as far as I'm concerned, complicit in murder. John Casey, an upper-level manager at the plant, is alleged to have explicitly directed supervisors to ignore symptoms of COVID, telling them to show up to work even if they were exhibiting symptoms of the virus. Casey reportedly referred to COVID as the glorified flu and told workers not to worry about it because it's not a big deal and everyone is going to get it. Again, this person should be in prison for the rest of their lives. On one occasion, Casey intercepted a sick supervisor who was on his way to be tested and ordered him to get back to work, saying, "We all have symptoms. We got a job to do." After one employee vomited on the production line, managers reportedly allowed the man to continue working and then return to work the next day. And it gets even worse. Tyson paid out $500 thank you bonuses to employees who turned up for every scheduled shift for 3 months, a policy decision that allegedly incentivized sick workers to continue reporting for work. The lawsuit claims that while Tyson had repeatedly claimed that its operations needed to remain open to feed America, the company increased its exports to China by 600% during the first quarter of 2020. So again, all of this, not to feed America, not to keep America stable, but to make money? They murdered people. They murdered their own employees. This isn't wrongful, or this isn't accidental, rather. This is murder. When you say, I don't give a shit if you're sick, when you put money, bounties on people's heads, and mock the idea that they will die, and then they die, you are complicit in murder. As far as I'm concerned, every Tyson CEO, every person on the upper management, every corporate director, they should all be sent to prison. Every supervisor for this plant should be sent to prison. Anything less than that, as far as I'm concerned, is some neoliberal cuck shit. These are crimes against humanity, and they all go back to the idea that the President of the United States said germs don't exist. We'll be open by Easter. That's what all of this is predicated upon. If Donald Trump doesn't go to prison for the crimes against humanity that he has committed, my faith in this country, what little faith I have, 0.0001% of faith, will go to absolute zero. Donald Trump is the biggest, most corrupt criminal that has ever done damage on the United States in modern history, in my opinion. It's absolutely disgusting. The leeway. Oh, it's okay that I ignore germs because the president's doing it. And now, like, it's there's so many dead people that are like, I cannot wrap my mind around it. I really can't. I really can't, and it's just disgusting. So that's my thoughts on Tyson. Not to be confused with the Doom speedrunning category.